One more thing I want to mention here, quick, fast.
What's up?
Because you did mention homelessness, right?
Yes.
It's
a problem.
It's a big problem over here in Toronto. It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And we're here in the downtown area, Visionary Arts Center. So right around here, when I go outside and stuff like that, like we see a lot of like junkies,
Yep.
Homeless people with mental health issues and stuff like that. But there was a whole bunch of refugees or asylum seekers that came from Rwanda and a few different African countries, right?
Yeah.
And they were all in front of a place on Peter Street.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was on live like ranting about how like they couldn't get these guys any placement or any homes for like 9 days plus, right?
Yeah.
Rain, falling, all types of things, with pregnant women outside.
Yep.
Okay. And I was complaining because they were able to get, as soon as the Ukrainian the stuff started happening over there.
They brought them in like
right away. Homes right away. So I was like, what go on? So what? We too dark to get homes?
Yeah.
So they actually moved them to a church in North York right now.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be allocating some money towards this, man.
I hope so.
What are your thoughts on that whole like?
I feel like that's the issue because there's so much people now tight. Everybody's tight. Even the rich are tight. So even if it was, let's just say if homes were really affordable right now, a lot of people wouldn't be holding on to their little apartments.
Yeah.
Having 5 people living in one 2-bedroom apartment. Trust me.
That's facts.
A lot of people. Plus the rent is high. Who the hell? Before you turn around, you have to pay $3,000 for a 1-bedroom in the sky, a box in the sky. Like, who the hell can do that and then move or save for anything? Right? So what's happening to us is we're overpopulated. We're letting everybody in and there's no way where everybody can move out.
Yeah.
Those who have got a chance to move out of the city or wherever and buy a home, that's luck.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, that's luck because now when they're trying to sell, it's in a bad market, right? So it all conflicts back to how the people with a little bit of money and middle class and rich are living to where like someone coming to our country and thinking this is the land of honey, they're gonna be like, no, they lied to us, right?
Because super lied.
They super lied to you because we're living the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that everybody is like 1 week away from always being evicted or 1 week, not say evicted, but maybe won't pay their rent.
Yeah.
Like if they don't go to work for 2 days, you will not pay your rent at the end of the month. You will be short.
Yeah.
And still have to eat. You know what I mean? Do your extra things. Like, nope, it won't work. So it's the cost of living that went up for us that will hurt the economy in a sense for people who are just trying to get here in this country to get a little room even.
Yeah, but to see like
because no one's moving.
Even behind us in the backdrop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's cranes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're continuously building more buildings, more homes, more condos, all types of stuff.
Yep.
So what is Toronto technically saying with the homelessness problem, right? Are they saying we're building all of these new infrastructures, but just not for the people who need it?
Yeah, they're basically is gentrifying at its best, right? Like, yeah, you can come here, but what we're seeing is modern day slavery. Right? Now we can't just go and shackle you and, you know what I mean? And bring you somewhere on board.
Yeah,
But what we can do is trick you into coming here and thinking, yeah, you're going to be good. And then when you get here, you're not good, dog.
Yeah, because
you're working for $15.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, you won't even be able to pay your rent.
Yeah, because even the reason that any of these guys, like any of those families are here is because Canada is one of those countries that they are open to asylum seekers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if it was like, nah, we don't really accept too much immigrants in our country and whatever.
We don't need those kind.
Right? No, it's one of those countries where it's been put on the list that if you're trying to escape from some war-torn country or something that's going on in your country, you can come to Canada.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the sentiment that they give out, or they wouldn't be here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So why spit in their face now when people get here, fam? But they don't spit in everybody's face. They didn't spit in the Ukrainian guys' face, fam.
No,
and the Ukrainian family's face.
What you got to remember is they were getting their money. People have to filter their money through them. They're the biggest laundering country. So a lot of countries owe them. You want us to open our mouths? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta let us in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part is like, that's what it is. They want it like that. They're building their own system. It's a systematic thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just like with the banks. They don't really have your money there. If everybody was to tomorrow morning try to take their money out the bank, every bank would tell you you can't. You know what I'm saying? So now what they're doing is they're setting it into play for modern day slavery. So now they're bringing over all these Indians. They're bringing over all these other people who have no clue that you're going to get taxed out your ass. You're only going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're from another country and have a doctor's degree, you're still not a doctor here.
Yeah.
So you have to start from the bottom again, dog.
Yeah. And then start putting all the money back into the education system.
Yep.
Pay all the taxes in the jobs that are like jobs below your actual skill set until you can get to that part of getting that job again, maybe, right? And then when you get there, you still have to pay off all of those things that you had to pay to get to that point again.
Exactly.
Which is the student loan debt and all that stuff now that you've accumulated now that you come to this country.
Right.
It's what do you call it? It's the okie doke. It's a trick, fam.
Yeah, man. But it's modern day slavery.
Or false marketing.
False marketing, whatever it is, it's still modern day slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now they got you working in the jobs that they don't want their kids working in. So how do we get that to happen? We fill them up with people that will take anything.
We'll take those jobs,
at that moment, right? Because they're new to the country.
Yeah.
So they need to, some way, somehow, Ontario needs to like crack that market, that house market, and make it where it's like younger kids, not to say kids, but families can goddamn buy a home.
Yeah.
So that it can open up space in metro housing.
Yeah.
It could open up some space in the metro housing for those people who need it to get on their face.
Yeah. Yeah. No, straight up.
So it's different, man. Like,
and some of these homes some of these things that are being built in the background, they need to allocate maybe a percentage of those buildings. And I'm not talking about put like a few apartments in the building. Like,
no,
if you're building 5 buildings, 1 building should be for low income housing.
Yeah,
at least or living. 2 of them are affordable.
Affordable living, they gear to your wages, like what you make a month, man.
Right? I'm not even gonna ask you, say, make 4 of them out of the 5. No, make
1.
2 of them at least out of the 5, maybe 1, right? To offset the fact that it's not that easy to live out here. The people who are gonna inhabit the other building, they will be able to afford it or they wouldn't move in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of people just can't afford it, but they want to live good, right?
And they want to live amongst above their means, and that's on them.
That's on them.
You know what I'm saying?
That's on them.
But yeah, man, I like to get, a little bit more into that, not political bag, but that worldwide city bag type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's sad, right? That imagine you had to come from somewhere else, you reach here, you're with your parent, like, you'd be thinking crazy, like, what's wrong with these people? How they leave where we're from to come here and to be living on the streets?
Yeah.
This is crazy, right? But like I said, that's the choice you have to make, right? You have to be willing to sacrifice to leave your country where you're from, to like literally live on the street. That's crazy. That's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's a sacrifice to think maybe because you're gonna get a better life, right? But at that moment, you're living on the street. That's
a friggin' unpleasant surprise, fam.
You'd wonder how they got here then.
Yeah.
In the wheel thing, like, were they flying off of the side of the plane, dog? Like, what the hell? How'd you get here? If you have enough money for a ticket, maybe that's all they had was the money for the ticket one way. Said, I'm never going back.
Yeah, well, listen, fam. If you're trying to escape your country, what do you got to do, fam? You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Of course.
Listen, man. Hold your head to all of all of them people who have been going through this. To the people who are at the church over there in North York, salute to y'all. For the people who are still there on Peter Street, like, listen, man. Hold your head to all of them, fam, and prayers to everybody, man. Let's wrap it up here, man.
We love hip hop.